I'm quitting Spotify and going back to my iPod. Hello and welcome to DumbphonesUK. My name is Joseph. I look at dumb or dumber phones usually, but today we're looking at more intentional tech. I want to break up with Spotify. Spotify's great until you realise it doesn't really pay artists that much money, and it keeps incrementally increasing its prices, so you think, oh, it's just £1 extra, that's okay, I'll keep it. And then a few months down the line, it's another £1, and then another £1, and you never really realise that it's risen quite a lot. Another issue I had with Spotify, and it's not Spotify's fault, is that it was on my phone. And as it was on my phone, it meant that as I was picking it up to fast forward a podcast or listen to a song, I'd see a notification, and because I'd see a notification, I'd answer the notification, or I'd read the notification, and that just keeps on building, and you spend time on your phone. You can't do that on this. All you can do is what's on the device, and that is something that I really, really like. The app itself is amazing. There's no denying that. Everything being conveniently in one place, podcasts, audiobooks, music. You can listen to hours upon hours of music, but I don't think I need that. And while I was using Spotify and while I was getting my Spotify Wrapped and all of those exciting things, I realised I listened to the same stuff again and again. And then I thought, do I? Do I actually listen to the same stuff again and again? So I asked Spotify to send me my full data so I could review that. And then when that data arrived, I didn't know how to read it. So I created an app that I could drop my data into, and it analysed it for me, and it told me my most listened to albums and artists. And after that, I made a judgment that I don't think I need Spotify. In this video, I'm going to go through the process of what I did with Spotify, how I gathered my data, the app that I built that then reads that data and outputs it, and then finally, as a little bonus treat, podcasts. I was trying to think, why am I still on Spotify? And I think the answer was podcasts. I really like listening to podcasts, and then I thought, well, hang on, I'm pretty sure I can download these myself. And I went online and there wasn't that much stuff available on it. So what I did, I created an app that did it for me. I can now search and subscribe to podcasts within my own app and then download them directly to MP3 that I can then put onto this device. As you can see, these are my podcasts here right now. Please do like, please do subscribe to this video. It really helps me, it helps you, it helps the channel. I know there are more and more iPod videos coming out, and I'm going to be messing around with it and producing more as well. So I think if you like the iPod, I think you'll like the channel. So click that button and it'd be lovely to see you around. You head into your settings on your Spotify account and you scroll down to extended streaming history, and there's a button to click for an email. You'll receive an email that looks like this, and it says that it shouldn't take any longer than 30 days. The great news is for me, it took about 4 days. It really wasn't long at all. And when you click download in the email, it takes you to the same settings page, and it starts to automatically download a zipped file with all of your data in it. And when you have the zip file, it will look something like this. There'll be lots of different JSON files in it. I opened this just in text editor, and you can see there's thousands of rows of podcasts I've listened to, the time I've spent on them, the music that I've listened to. It's not readable in this format. So what I then did was I created an application where I can drop all of my files. I did remove my payment JSON, just as a heads up, even though it was obfuscated as data. I just didn't want to put it in, and I dropped my zip file in, and here are my analytics. So it analysed everything within there, and it gave me a bit of an overview. Just to stress, you don't need to do this part. If you feel like you know that you listen to the same few albums, that's absolutely fine. I did this just because I wanted to prove it, and you can see here, it's listed out all of the top artists that I listen to, and if you'd asked me to name them, I would have said they were the ones anyway. And as I scroll down, it had some other sort of graphs of listening by hour, when I most regularly listen to it, and my days of the week. And I thought, I now have proof that I do only listen to the same things again and again. So therefore, that allowed me to hop on to Bandcamp. Within Bandcamp, I can then download and pay the artists a bit more money for their work. So here, I've jumped into Halloween's. I'm looking at opera singing at the Salsa Bar, so I open that, and again, it's pay what you can afford, but more of the money goes to the artist when you purchase it this way. So it's something that I wanted to do, so I was able to buy the digital album, and they suggest £5. That's what I did, add it to my cart, and then the great news is, as you can see, I've gone through and I've got all of these in FLAC format, and the great news is on my iPod, because I'm running Rockbox, I can drop those FLAC format files directly onto there. So this is just me playing around with my iPod and showing you that the files are on there. I have got a theme from Rockbox. I think it's called 1-Bit Mono, and you can see it looks absolutely lovely. And the click wheel works as expected. The volume increases, the volume decreases. It shows you when something is playing. And right now I've just got a song by The Vaccines playing. You'll notice that I haven't got any headphones in. It's just to show you that it's all working as expected. This is the method that I use to get my music. If I find that there is an artist who doesn't have their material on Bandcamp, that's okay. I can go out and I can go directly to their website and see if they're selling CDs. I can go to my local library. There are other ways in which I can get this music. So it's working well so far. I talked about the fact I was going to show you this podcast tool that I'd created. So I have a lot of podcasts that I listen to. I really enjoy them. And the tool itself is something where I can hop on, I can download podcasts, which you can see here. I've got all of my podcasts sort of subscribed on the left-hand side. I can also add RSS feeds. So here I just drop in an RSS feed of a podcast that I would like. I click subscribe, and again, after a second, it pulls through all of the podcasts for, in this instance, the Fulhamish podcast. A podcast about Fulham. So if there's an episode from a long time ago, I can just search the name of the person or a word and I can find it that way. There we have it. That was a long old video of me talking about how I basically set this up for what I need it. And I will be completely honest, there are more steps to this now than just picking up an iPhone and opening Spotify. But that's okay. Friction is okay. I don't mind that I have to download, delete podcasts from this. That felt like a nice nostalgic thing from the past. The availability of music now and clicking and just listening to one song. Again, I could use this to listen to one song, but there is something quite nice about not having the whole music collection ever made. Like thousands and millions of songs available to me at any 1 second. When I've got this, I just have whatever is on this device. The other plus point as well that I found with it is that when you take this out to change your song or change your podcast, that's all you do. It's an intentional device. You're literally using it to do the thing that you want to do with it. I hope this video was useful for you. I'm going to go and scroll this scroll wheel because I'm going to be honest with you, that technology never gets old. Bye.